The internet went wild over the infamous Gorilla Glue girl, but this Redditor has a scorching take you won't want to miss. Imagine buying a bottle of Gorilla Glue. You go through the checkout, pay the money to make the bottle your property, and take it home. You aren't sure what you'll do with it yet, but there'll probably be something down the line that will break, and that will be the time to triumphantly whip out the Gorilla Glue. One day, you run out of hairspray. That is unfortunate, since your hair is unruly and requires some serious hold just to stay in place. You think about alternatives, but there aren't any that come to mind. And then you think back to the Gorilla Glue. Putting Gorilla Glue on your hair is absolutely fucking stupid. The woman picked up a bottle that literally says for the toughest jobs on planet Earth and bonds virtually everything that is made for use on stone and metal among other things. And she put it in her fucking hair. She says it's not backslash or backslash choice. No, it's not backslash or backslash choice, but it so clearly was. She wasn't forced to put it on. She made the conscious decision to apply it. That quote shows so much immaturity. She just can't seem to accept that she fucked up and that this is her fault. She's trying to sue the company now. Apparently, the warnings about contact with skin and eyes can't be reasonably extended to application on hair. But if you need a warning to not put super glue in your hair, you should probably stay away from DIY products. This is absolutely not the company's fault. It's the fault of one fucking insipid woman who has less common sense than a QAnoner. That would be an impressive title if her actions weren't so immature and plain stupid. That was wrong. Blame whoever wrote the Gorilla Glue Wikipedia page or something. People are offering free treatment for her. I am an advocate for free, universal health care, but doctors should spend their time and resources battling COVID and cancer, not helping some childish TikTok girl who can't read that Gorilla Glue is moisture-proof and permanent. I cannot find the words to explain just how annoyed I am that she is getting this much attention for being so unfathomably stupid. She deserves nobody's sympathy, and if she wants it to be fixed, she should cut her hair off and let it regrow. I am usually a rather sympathetic person, but I feel nothing except embarrassment and frustration when people try and use their own poor judgment and awful decision-making skills to put themselves in a position where people will give them attention for a few weeks. Especially when they have a lack of self-awareness, gaping enough to beg for money and treatment, when she should just grow up and deal with it herself. The worst part is that she'll probably end up with the following from this. People will see the Gorilla Glue girl and think, yeah, I'm going to keep watching her TikToks. We shouldn't reward idiots like her, as it only encourages more idiocy in the future. What a fucking cretin. Edit. Apparently, according to you, /Hannah Clips, she isn't actually seeking legal action. Just thought I'd put that on the record. Edit 2. Thought I should mention that if she wanted it to be a private matter, she shouldn't have fucking posted it on social media. Anything that you post on social media could blow up unexpectedly, including this. I didn't think it would get this far, and you need to take that into account when posting stuff like she did. Edit 3. To anyone who has said or wants to say something along the lines of bad take, just shut the fuck up. This sub isn't her /rate me take or some shit. If you have something helpful or interesting to say it. But take your asinine, low-effort bad take comments elsewhere. They add nothing to the discussion, and they make you look like you have nothing intelligent to say. Edit 4. To the people saying that this is too harsh over a mistake, I say this. I would understand if it was a 16-year-old girl or something doing this, as you do stupid stuff as a teenager and you learn from it. But the Gorilla Glue girl is a 40-year-old woman. She has lived for 40 years on this earth, owns 2 businesses, and is a mother. She should have enough common sense not to put super glue in her hair or post it on the internet where everyone can see her mistake, for that matter. Edit 5. The Gorilla Glue girl made $10,000 in donations for some wigs to cover her shameful mistake. Many cancer patients can only dream of having enough money to afford rent and food after their medical debts, let alone such vanity as having a wig to cover the effects of their chemotherapy. Anyone who donated to her was fucking scammed. Edit 6. It's at $19,000 by now. Here's the page, https://www.gofundme.com/f/gorilla-glue-girl. If you want to see how much she's profiting from her TikTok tantrum.
My half-sister tried to ruin my engagement party, but I had the perfect plan to make her regret it. Hashtag I don't care if you are from Fox or Bored Panda or BuzzFeed or whatever paper. No, I won't give you an exclusive interview. This is not even newsworthy. WTF kind of journalism is that supposed to be? Hashtag, after 39 messages in my inbox, asking me to post here, I will, my half-sister, Heather, and I never really got along. We both are 24. My father left my mother for her mother and we were born the same month 20 days apart. It has always been weird. It doesn't help that Heather's mom hates me and my mom. By extension Heather and I didn't have the best relationship. She has always tried to one-up me. Even though we both have a similar economic background. I see and give examples of this but for the sake of the world limit won't write them here. So now my fiancé and I got engaged last month and had our engagement party this Saturday. We had planned it originally as a casual, formal event. Nice dresses but not, I am going to the Met Gala ball, nice. More like, we are going to a good restaurant, nice. Anyway my cousin hits me up saying she has to show me something. It was the picture of the dress Heather was gonna wear. Edit, this is what the dress looked like approximately. It was a bit shorter and a bit less puffy. The rest is almost identical, http://picture-cdn.where2get.it/fh is 24-i.jpg, *** this dress. Jesus Christ. It can only be described as opulent. It was long and white. Strapless with sewn-in, crystals, and golden accents. I'm pretty sure it's a wedding dress but I can't be 100%. This made me really mad. So I decided. Fuck that. I started texting people telling them that there had been a change of plans. And that instead of casual formal I decided to make a costume party. My mother's side is crazy for Halloween so they were immediately on board. I told my father via text, and asked for him to relay the message to Heather her mother. Knowing full well that he would forget or leave it to the last minute. Saturday comes along. Guests start showing up. Most of them in costumes. Some didn't have time to get one. We just provided them with fun hats and cheap wigs. Heather, my dad and her mother come like 1 hour late. As soon as she notices that everyone was either wearing elaborate costumes or weird accessories and she didn't stand out, she lost it. Especially when my fiancé came along and told her that her bride dress looked amazing for a cheap costume. She left crying and her mother and my father told me that I was being childish and I could have told Heather myself and not have tasked my father. For those interested, my fiancé was dressed as Bubbles and I was dressed as Mojo Jojo. My mom and aunts went as ABBA. Other memorable costumes were Luffy and Zorro, Ian Malcolm and John Hammond and Jesus Edit. So why did I invite her? It's one of those weird family situations where not inviting them would have been more dramatic. You know when you try pleasing everyone. Plus I still wanted a relationship with my father, so not inviting Heather and her mom would have made things super difficult and made it so my father would have had to choose. When I kept thinking of it, I noticed that my father wouldn't have chosen me on this scenario. Which is why I ended up cutting them off. You let her win, no. The point of this is to ruin my half-sister's intention. She wasn't just dressed nicely, as some of you put it. She wore a wedding dress to my engagement party. I'd much rather subvert this whole mess rather than have her smugly sitting at the table with her wedding dress. Also, some of you are really hung up on the cheap wigs part, and ignore literally everything else regarding the party. A minority of our guests wore those cheap wigs. Also, it literally doesn't matter. We had a blast. After she left I didn't even think of her again till a few days later. I don't regret the costume party. I wish I thought of it earlier tbh. Asterisk, this is a karma whoring repost. Asterisk, no it isn't. I posted this story before on Ida. I just had to wait 2 weeks to post on here. Also, I can't believe I have go say this. But the lady on the picture is not Heather. It's also not the dress she wore. I looked for a picture that looked approximately like the dress.
I was planning to propose, but my girlfriend's lie changed everything. Update. https://www.reddit.com/r/relationship_advice/comments/HJKGNJ/update_girlfriend. UTM_source equals share and amp. UTM_medium equals iOS_app and amp. UTM_name equals iOsmfgod. This is a doozy. I swear my life feels like a movie right now. Sorry for the weird formatting. I'm on mobile and this is my first time posting on a sub like this. I, 28M, am planning on proposing to my girlfriend of 3 years, 26F. Now, I suck at picking out jewelry. I'm the type of guy that doesn't see a problem with heart-shaped jewelry. Seriously, why is it considered so ugly? So every time I want to buy something for my girl, I usually consult one of our mutual friends. My girl's best friends are all friends with me as well, and we all get along well. So asking them for help picking out jewelry is something I'm used to. When it came time to pick out a ring, I consulted my girlfriend's best friend Justine, fake name. Justine and I are quite close and she knows my girlfriend better than anyone, including me. So, when my girlfriend went out to visit her sister and baby nephew, I invited Justine over to the house to help pick out a ring. Justine and I looked through a few catalogs, but decided it was a dead end and it would be better to go to professionals at a jewelry store. However, I didn't know when my girlfriend would be coming home. So Justine and I thought of a clever text to gauge how much time we had. I asked her when she'd be coming home, as I was ordering takeout and wanted to know when to tell them to have the food ready by. She responded by saying it would be a few hours. She met up with Justine to go shopping. Now, obviously this took me by surprise since Justine was standing inside my house. I showed Justine the text, and she looked as confused as I was. It isn't out of the ordinary for my girlfriend to meet up with people out of the blue like that for shopping, lunch, etc. She's a very spontaneous person and loves making plans on the fly. So ordinarily, I would have believed this text in a heartbeat. However, obviously this had to be a lie. When she came home she acted completely normal, and I played along, but it's been really hard to act like everything's fine. We got takeout, ate together, and cuddled on the couch after. So far she's caught on a little that something's upsetting me, but I just can't tell her what. Looking at her kills me. I don't know what to do. My girlfriend and I have zero trust issues and we tell each other everything. So this lie is killing me. I want to ask her about it so bad, but if I tell her I knew she was lying, I'd have to explain why, and I really don't want to do that. What do I do? I know she lied to me, but I don't know how to confront her about it. Should I just forget it? This won't stop gnawing at me. Please help. Edit. I'm sorry for the lack of responses. It's been a hectic day and there's a lot of comments. Thank you to everyone who has commented so far. I appreciate them all. Edit number 2. Sorry again for the lack of responses. Guys, it's really been a crazy day. My parents are moving and I've been helping them. Also, I've never experienced this many comments on a post in my life. I am going to talk to her tonight once we're both finally settled in after such a busy day, and I will update tomorrow.